Let's sing together that song we all learned today.
We've got ancestors at our backs, and we've got generations forward. We've got land spirit in our bones, never again. Parnadie, never again. Parnadie. Once more. We've got ancestors at our backs, and we've got generations forward. We've got land spirit in our bones, never again. Parnadie, never again. Parnadie. We've got ancestors at our backs. We've got generations forward. We've got land spirit in our bones, never again. Parnadie, never again. Parnadie.
We're about to hear from another speaker, but before we do, I wanted to let you know, we just heard that the Amazon headquarters just sent an email to all the employees in here not to engage with us. So we know they can hear us. Let's hear Okay, and let's keep going in to make sure more and more people can come in. And now we're going to hear a story from Jose Luis from Cosecha. Oh, behind us. Sorry, she was pointing at you.
Hello, hello. What do we do when immigrant lives are under attack?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back!
All right, thank you, thank you. Thank you for being here, standing up, fighting for the immigrant community. My name is Jose Luis. I am a volunteer organizer with Movimiento Cosecha. Thank you. I want to thank the Never Again Action team, the organizers that organized this. And thank you, Mateo, for a powerful message that really touched me, really moved me. I am part of this undocumented community. There's 11 million of us. I am one of over 11 million people. And when we talk about these attacks, I felt it really close. I still feel it, that fear of constantly thinking about if I make it home, if my parents are okay, if they make it home after work. We have been living here for over a decade, 15 years to be exact. And constantly there are situations. And right now in Massachusetts, something that we've been working now for over a year is this campaign for driver licenses. So, growing up in this country, I was really naive to this deportation machine, to Amazon, to all these companies, all these things they don't tell us, but they're doing constantly. This has been going on for decades, that they're profiting over our dehumanization, our fear, and just all these detentions that have been happening for so long. So again, I grew up in Florida. My parents are farm workers. My whole family is farm workers. So who ate today? So who ate some vegetables today? So yes, thank farm workers every day. And right now we are in this country that very often forgets about immigrants, forgets about this community, this immigrant community that has contributed so much to this country and continues to contribute so much to this country, and have put food on your table, have taken care of your kids, have built your buildings. This building was built through immigrant labor. So we recognize this. why it's important that we stand for immigrants. It's also important to recognize the fight that we're doing today. And today, as we're talking, we have this campaign led by immigrant leaders here in Massachusetts. And there are other campaigns similar in other states like Michigan and New Jersey, where we are seeing the necessity. We're not doing this just to do it. We have this necessity of being able to drive without fear. And I'm gonna tell you a story where the first time I felt this need. I went to work with my parents. We harvested and still harvest okra. And for those that know okra, I bet you know it through eating it, but I don't know if you know it through working with it. And it's really a hard plant to harvest. Like you can get the liquid on you, and it's not a nice feeling. So one morning we went like 6 a.m. in the morning, woke up earlier like at 4 a.m. to figure out lunch, to figure out logistics. My mom needs to drive. We can't just walk to the fields. These fields are long, and we need to drive to take our buckets, to take all the materials that is necessary to do this labor, to get these crops out of the plant and to the crates, and then onto the stores, the people that send it to the stores. So there was this morning where the unexpected happened. My mom crashed with another driver, and then I was in the passenger side, and then I felt like my life, flew by me or just flashed by me. And I was a teenager still. I was 19 years old. And I just remember thinking, what now? I got out of the car. The car was totaled. My parents, thankfully, were okay. And I just remember it wasn't even a cop. It was like a first responder that showed up. And they were like, the first thing they asked is, are we okay? And by the looks of it, we were okay. And then we looked at the other driver. And then I just remember feeling like this fear just overwhelmed me of not knowing what's going to happen next. So it was this weird intersection at the end of, where we work, the end of the field. And the turn, it just happened in an instant. And by the time I realized it, I was out already talking, and I just so overwhelmed. I couldn't feel any pain. So even if they told me I was okay, I couldn't feel my body at that moment. The next thing happened. The cops show up, and I just remember. Thank you. I just remember the cop just overlooking this older man and just coming straight to us, the immigrant family, and just asking, "Do you have a driver license?" or asking for documentation. We have all the other documents, but no driver license. Why? Because in Florida, you can have driver licenses like in the majority of the states here in the United States. And one of them being Massachusetts. So I felt just so sad and so sickened of how we were treated in the moment and just constantly in my life. Just because my mom didn't have her driver licenses, she was arrested. And then I was so devastated having to, figure out how do I get my mom out of jail. I need to drive. I also don't have a license. My cousin doesn't have a license. My dad doesn't have a license. So is this fear of not knowing what's gonna happen next. What ended up happening was we went to whatever the cop told us, the facility. The first time stepping on this place and just being overwhelmed about the sadness that you feel in there. Just people not talking, people not haven't eaten the whole day, just worrying about their loved ones and figuring out constantly checking, asking when is the bond gonna be put up. Until eventually it was put up and it had to pay $500. Had to wait till 3 in the morning so I can see my mom, go through this whole process and just it hit me so hard at the moment, and just having no control. But I think through organizing, I get to really voice and really uplift this constant daily crisis that people like my family have been living, are living constantly in this country. So what do we do when immigrant lives are under attack?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
So with that story, I hope you get the message that now is the time. Never again is now, and we must take action. I hope that this isn't the only time. I am here in Massachusetts. I have been here for several years now, helping the immigrant community to really claim their power. We have so much at stake here. We have so much that we can do, and we have shown it. So who has been involved with one of the actions of the licenses campaign in Massachusetts? Raise your hand. So you can follow us in Cosecha, Massachusetts, and there you're gonna find the next thing. We're doing a quinceañera. Who knows about the quinceañera? So we have flyers that we've been throwing around. I think Shannon is gonna pass the flyers. Oh, and we have flyers here. So we're doing a party essentially, but it's not any kind of party. We're doing a 15 years. It's not a celebration. It's 15 years that there have been false promises from politicians to pass driver licenses. It's been 15 years since there was a proposal of driver licenses bill in Massachusetts. So we have said enough is enough, and the immigrant community is taking a stand. They're standing up. They went to the public hearing that happened just like a day ago to show their testimony, to share their stories, to share the necessity with which they've been working tirelessly across this state to fight for the right to drive without fear. And if you stand with the immigrant community, I hope to see you there. This is September 13 in front of the State House. We'll be there, and we're going to say, when immigrant lives are under attack,
Stand up, fight back.
what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
All right, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.